Welcome back to Edgework, presented by FanDuel as part of the Hammer Betting Network. I am Moretto, joined here today by Matt, Alber, and So Money. We got a lot of stuff going on today. A lot of things we need to get to. We have some games. We have a recap. We have So Money dropping
no
off
So
the
Money
screen here.
We have no Somo.
No So Money apparently now. No Mo Somo. We have couple show announcements at the end of this episode we'll get to. We got a couple parlays we need to build out. We got So Money back. A lot of stuff to get to. But before we get to all of that, there was a heated debate going on before the show started here. We were talking about, I brought up how February is an absolute piece of shit month. Just the worst of the worst. I'm beyond over it. It's supposed to snow again here today in Ontario where we are. Beyond done with it. Terrible sports month, all that sort of stuff. Then we got into other bad months, and there evolved a debate between Alber and the rest of us. July or November, which month is worse? Or no, was it July? No, what was the debate here?
Yeah. I don't know how November is even on this list. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I think November's a top 5 month of the year.
So Alber thinks July sucks. Which is wild. So we need a poll. Does July suck? First of all, that's the first one. I know you can lay it out for people. That's one poll we need. We also need a poll as to what is the worst month of the year, because I think it is February by a landslide. I think we're kind of in agreement that it's February. Albert somewhat said January.
I can give you.
And
February.
then also
I concede that one.
Also, So Money is not a fan of November. Hates November. Not a November guy, which in my opinion is wild, because NHL is already going. You got peak CFB, peak NFL. Baseball just ends, but like, great sports month. So there's a lot of hot takes going on about months of the year. I'll start with you, Albert. Why does July suck?
It's hot and humid and disgusting, depending on where you live. So in Canada, I'm sure July is better than it is anywhere down in the US. It's hot, sticky, and disgusting. There's next to no sports going on, and MLB goes on break. So now there's zero sports going on. And unless you live like by water, by pool, you just feel gross all the time. That's it. It's hot, it's gross, and there's no sports going on. That's all I need. Saying November and July are comparable.
Some people love betting on baseball. Myself is one of those people.
Yeah, how many games into baseball season before I get a message from you saying this shit sucks? Why do I bet on baseball again?
I have never said that to you before. There's zero chance I've said that to you before.
July is just a gross month. Then baseball goes on break. So then you have the time when there's literally nothing going on.
Okay. You laid out your case. So Money. Defend July, first of all. Second of all, you can get into your November take.
Okay, so first of all, with July, I do live by the water, and it's outstanding, right? The weather is different out here, right? So when it's hot, it's not as hot, and when it's cold, it's not as cold. It's just a lot of rain, right? So July is one of the greatest months because it is hot. Now, it's probably not the kind of hot that is out east, but it's a nice, cool hot by the water, and that's great. Secondly, July gives you a nice break sometimes, which is important. Like around the All-Star break, you get like the 3-4 days where like you don't have anything to do, and that's awesome sometimes when you're grinding the other days of the year. That's what makes July awesome.
So your July experience is exactly what I was saying, that it's entirely different, to where it's not hot and disgusting every day, because you're out there where everything's just very mild. So yes, that's when July does.
Summer in New York seems great. No, it's just too hot and too hot and muggy and smells like ass on the streets because all the people. Yeah. Is that the issue?
The humidity is the worst part. The heat kind of is what it is. It's the humidity here, especially in the summer. That's terrible. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like if you're away and somebody said like I'm on the water, most of Manhattan, like you're not by the water. That doesn't really count. Yeah, exactly. If you're going away and you have cottages and shit, like it's great. If you're fucking in the city, like I'm in the city. If you're in the city in July, it fucking sucks. And there are no sports. Like baseball is kind of whatever. Baseball, you get in the lull. It's the long season, all that. There's nothing else to do. Like the best thing you
Manhattan
could
is an
do is go somewhere else. Yeah, the best thing you can do in July is go somewhere else.
So Manhattan is an island, but you can't swim in any of that water, correct? None of that.
So
water.
also I do golf. Also, I was gonna say, like, what does he think? I'm going fucking swimming in the East River? Like, I'm taking a boat out on the
Kramer
Hudson?
does, no?
Like, come on, just
Kramer has some
because there's
great
water
swims.
there. Yeah, it's very different than when somebody says he's by the water. I'm sure that water would not give him every disease ever. Yeah, try going in the Hudson River and let me know how your skin feels in a couple of days. No. July stinks.
Charles,
and yes, I do golf, but you have to leave the
in
city.
a no Olympics, World Cup, Euros is the worst of all time. That will be this summer.
That's the part we're not
There's no
even getting
major tournament.
to. It's the worst sports month of the year. That's the other part
You got
that we like.
NHL free agency starts July 1st, which kind of helps, get through the first week or two. I don't know. It's just
make an argument for any other month being the worst sports month of the year. It's July.
I'm not making an argument for any other month being the worst sports month. I'm not doing that.
It's not.
If we're strictly talking about the sports calendar, then yes, obviously July is the worst.
It's not all that counts.
No. It all counts.
Right?
No, it all counts. Sports count, like the weather counts, it all counts. So sports
counts, but it's not everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely factors in. July.
I've been in a frozen tundra where I can barely leave my house for the last 3 months. I will enjoy every second of July this year. I'm not going to.
That's fine because you guys have had more snow in the last 24 hours than we've had all winter. It's an entirely different. Like Canadian summers, I'm sure are beautiful. Hell of a lot different than we have down here.
Everything in Canada is beautiful.
Canada slaps.
Can we get to so July versus November? Obviously, November's the better. Can we get to why so many hates November? Because that to me is the crazier thing. Because that's one of the best months of the year, as far as I'm concerned.
It's not that I hate November, but I think that one fundamental difference that we've uncovered here is that sports on like the sports calendar is your biggest criteria for what determines a good month, and for me it's not, right? So what we've uncovered here as well is that weather is a big deal for me, right? So November is when here it starts getting dark and it starts getting rainy, right? And so that's why I hate November, because that's when all the rain starts, right? The sports calendar is great. That's what kind of gets me through the weather a lot of times. So I don't like the November. I don't like the November. Yeah, I don't like the November to February stretch, and that's strictly due to the weather, and the sports is what gets me through it.
Yeah, but at least
weather. I don't
want to go outside in November is the thing, right? Like October is still like October, September. September is nice, and a lot of times my wife will be like, "Oh, we got to go to pumpkin patch, or let's take the son here, let's take the kid here for something." I'm like Saturday's college football, Sunday's NFL. I don't want to leave the house. I you know what I mean? At least November you have an excuse to not have to go anywhere.
So another thing I'll say though, Alex, is that I think that your opinion will change as your son gets a little bit older, and there's more activities during the
fun activities, not things that make me want to lose my mind, right? Yeah,
because every weekend, there's a game, or there's practice, or there's something going on, right? And I have to be outside, and then it sucks to be outside in the weather.
So sports, we've established November over July in a landslide.
Of course.
I think we all agree. I'll take November's weather here over July's weather too.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's close. And Zach's in here talking about how they're on different sides of the planet. You guys are talking about getting feet of snow in November. Here in November, for the most part, is great. It's the kind of late fall. It's nice. Give me that over the weather in the middle of July every day. Yeah, but the thing is, you guys are talking about all the snow you get. You guys get more snow in a day than we've gotten all winter. So you can't really compare that.
No, I know.
Every day.
One of my best friends lives in New York, and it's and it's miserable to see him posting pictures.
Let's compare right now. You just talked about all this.
It's still really nice outside, and it's still a disaster here.
Yeah, and you guys, I come on this morning, and you're literally talking about a storm you guys are getting.
So
Well, we don't need to get into that aspect of it. And you guys are talking about the storm you're about to get. I was just outside. It's 50 degrees and sunny. This is better than July. walk outside in July and I'd have to come back inside and take a shower.
I would kill for 50 degrees and sunny right now. I will say that.
It's great, which is
I will
a
say
lot of
that.
times what you're getting. And like you're getting 40s, 50s in November a lot of the time. Like, yeah, November over July for weather too for me.
All right. That'll do it for worst month of the year. Next week, tune in for our best month of the year conversation. But until
what did
then,
Zach put up on the screen? Zach doesn't have my address.
I think he just put it to New York.
Oh.
City.
Everyone's like, well, they doxed me. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, welcome to New York. If you can find me from this, like, have at it.
I don't think anyone's looking.
I'm curious where this
just find you outside of MSG before and after.
Yeah, where does this
Rangers
actually?
games?
You know what? It's
Walking
actually
in and out of
closer
the
than
gym.
I
He's right
thought it was
there.
gonna be.
He lives
I don't know
right
why.
there.
Yeah.
Go down to where's that? FiDi, close to FiDi, Soho. Go down to Soho and see if you can find me. No, it's Tribeca, I think. Yeah, wherever you go, just go down there and.
I'm laughing at that view comment by Rich. It makes me think if this was the view, which characters we'd be.
I don't know what.
I don't even know who's on the view.
Yeah,
Who are the people on the view?
I don't either.
know them.
I don't watch the view, guys.
Sure.
I don't
Sure.
either.
It sounds convincing.
There's a lot.
All right.
There's a lot
We
of
got
water,
some,
but I dare you to go in the water. I dare you to go in that water. Let me know how it goes, Jordan.
We got some hockey to take care of and to talk about today. Before we do, Puckheads, the NHL playoffs are right around the corner, and FanDuel is bringing you the best bets on the ice. Get in the lab when you make your same-game parlay by checking out FanDuel's player performance pages that track stats and averages all of your favorite players. Once you know who's cooking, add shots on goal, points, assists, or even goalie saves to your SGP. Miss puck drop, you can still tap in with live same-game parlay and period-specific player props. Right now, new customers can kick off the season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download FanDuel Sportsbook and make every moment more. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states, or 18 plus and present in DC, or 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right. Last night, we continued our winning ways, albeit marginally. It was not as good of a night as it maybe could have been. A 5-4 night on the ice. We also got our producer behind the scenes cost us half a unit because we didn't end up tracking that Flyers Pens game for a full unit. But nonetheless, that is 4 straight winning nights as we're back from the Four Nations.
Weird how he couldn't do that when I lose bets. It's got to be on the winner. Oh, wow. Look, we got it. We did get it right.
Why is it not updated on my screen here that I'm looking at? I guess
yeah, now he's victory lapping here going, hey, look at me. I did this.
Congratulations. You turned it back and going wild there.
Congratulations on doing your job.
And it shows 50. All right. Never mind. I take everything back.
Good job, producer.
Great job. Great job. Terrible job by the host, as always. All right. Let's try and make it 5 tonight. And we have 3 games, but honestly, 3 very good games. Kind of like Wednesday, where it's a light slate, but like 3 games I'm pretty down to watch. Maybe less so on the last one, but
less so on the
we'll start off at are you at MSG tonight, Alber, or no?
I don't think so. Not as of now.
Okay. Well, we will start off with that game here, where the Toronto Maple Leafs, former producer Zach's Toronto Maple Leafs, are without Chris Tanev as they head to New York to take on the Rangers at MSG, who are without Adam Fox. Leafs -125, Rangers +104, total of 6.5, +110 to the over, -134 to the under. Before I throw it to you, Albert, Rob here says no Willie/Tanev and no K Miller/Fox. I thought that K Miller and Willie were both going to be playing. I saw Miller was practicing and like as part of the regular pairings of practice yesterday, and I listened to the Kyprios Sam McKee, and I think it was Gord Stellick who was on with them yesterday on 590 at 4 o'clock, and they had Berube on, and Berube said that Willie's fine and he'll be playing. So I'd imagine he made it seem like Willie was playing for sure. So I don't know. Willie game time decision. I guess we'll see if something's changed there. But the way Berube was talking yesterday on the radio, it sounded like they had no concern that Willie would be playing or not. So I would expect him in there tonight. And Ron says my info is Willie is in as well. So we will find out for sure. I think he will be playing. All right. I will throw to you now, Alber. You did say right before we got on air, no one even had a chance to rebuttal. You said that the Leafs are going to kill the Rangers tonight. Is that how you feel still?
So no Adam Fox, Keandre Miller game time decision, JT Miller game time decision, Chris Kreider game time decision. It's not a good matchup for the Rangers. And I'm going to say that a lot, but especially a team that is able to score with kind of the top end talent the Leafs have, going out there with potentially a first pairing here of Ryan Lindgren and Will Borgen, and it's a recipe for disaster. So as far as betting it, like, I do think I'm going to end up on an over here. There's too many game time decisions on the Rangers side. And obviously Nylander matters so much for the Leafs too. It's like, I just don't really think you can do much with it. Gun to my head, it's Leafs and over. But again, like, if all three of those guys are in for the Rangers, you're going to get a better number on the over. So I'd probably pass on the Leafs and take that. So for me, it's just, you got to wait. But yeah, I do think there's going to be a lot of spots here to play Rangers overs coming up, especially if like Keandre's out any length of time too. Obviously with Fox, like, the guys you're putting in the lineup, like Zach Jones is okay offensively, but he can't defend anybody either. And if you're down Keandre Miller too, like, you're probably having like Matthew Robertson or Connor Mackey and we've already seen how that works. So nothing right now. We just got to get lineup news. But yeah, strong lean to the Leafs and the over here.
Okay. I agree with you on the over for sure. So Money, are you waiting here? How are you attacking this game? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I think we have to wait. There's just too many. There's just too many game time decisions here. I do agree with the over, but yeah, we just have to wait. Like, there's too many guys that impact the money line and the total here for me to get in there. One thing I will say, and like, I do defer to Matt on this, is that we talked about the dead dogs the last couple of episodes here. The Rangers don't seem like that to me. I think that they're not a team that has given up on the season. They're just a team that that is who they are. They have trouble with their identity sometimes. They're having injury issues. So, but it's not as if they've given up on the season. So, I did like the Rangers number, but there's just too many guys that need to be in that lineup for me to play the Rangers. So, for now, I'll pass. But yeah, I think I'm fine with betting the Rangers going forward as they get healthier. But I can't get there on either team tonight.
I don't think they're a dead dog. I agree with that part. I think especially where they like recently made the move, obviously bringing in JT Miller, like, to me, that kind of sent a message to the whole locker room, like, hey, we're struggling, but we're still going for it. And we're still trying to compete this year, knowing that if they get in, like, they have a ceiling that not a lot of other teams necessarily have. Now, are they going to hit that? Like, I don't think they do. I don't think many people think that they're going to make a long run. But I think that move was certainly kind of showing the locker room, hey, like, yeah, we've been bad, but we're still going to make a run for it. So I agree that I don't think they're dead in the way like a Boston is, or that the Islanders are, or something like that. So yeah, no, I don't think they're dead, but I don't like the idea of them being down potentially their best two defensemen probably against a team like Toronto.
Fair enough. I think it did send a message as well, getting Miller. Too bad it doesn't seem like that message was received based on their play. But I do think the over is worth a very strong look here. I think I likely will end up on the over one way or the other. It's just a matter of when to enter the market, I think. Obviously, there are guys that impact this total, but I think you'll see that reflected in how it's it's bet when that news is announced. And then either way, I think there will end up being value wherever this settles based on the news that comes out. So I will end up on an over here. Do with that what you will. I don't know if we want to track it at this number because it's possible that it can get better based on news. I don't necessarily think it will. I think the news will kind of fall into place the way we want it to for this total. So I'm honestly, you know what? I will just shoulder this one myself. I'm fine to lock this one in now. There is 6 minus 115 widely available, and there's even better offshore. But yeah, I'm good with a 6 minus 115 here. We can lock that in. I will take that one for us here. I think things will play out kindly for that number, honestly.
Yeah. It does look like Kreider's not playing tonight. So it looks like he's one of the game time decisions that will be out. So it hurts a little bit on the power play, but I don't really know what they're going to do on the power play. Like they went with the 5 forward look in practice yesterday. Maybe they just sub Kreider with JT Miller and continue to run that. I thought they were going to throw Zach Jones on it. Who fucking knows? That's kind of my one worry with the over is like, obviously you lose Adam Fox, and yeah, it makes me really kind of want to play the Rovers just because 5-on-5 they're going to be a disaster. But losing him off that power play, like that power play's been together basically every single game for the last couple of seasons. So like losing him off that back end, I do think the power play may struggle a little bit.
Yeah,
and that's another part of why like I'm certainly kind of apt to play like the Leafs here and kind of take a look at that. I still think the over's the look, even without him. Like, I think they're just going to be a disaster on 5-on-5 defensively.
Yeah, Rangers power play and goaltending matchup are obviously my biggest hangups with this over. It is a good goaltending matchup, no matter who you're going to get necessarily in net here. But I just think that both teams are so shallow on the blue line, even when fully healthy, that take away best defenders from both teams. They've already been kind of bleeding chances a little bit. I think it's just going to get worse. I don't think either team will struggle too much to generate here at 5-on-5. It's just naturally going to have to fall into a much more wide open game because I don't think either team has the horses on the back end with those guys out to limit that. And it's very possible that Wall and Shesterkin, maybe we get quick. I don't think so, but it's very possible that Wall and
it's going to be Igor. It's going to be Igor. They got a back-to-back Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. Very possible that Wall and Shesterkin just, mitigate that and make a ton of saves, and it is what it is, and we eat it. But I think just the way this game is going to be played, I would regret sitting out this over here. So we will track that one right now, 6 minus 115, as we move into the second game of the night. The Kings taking on the Stars, a awesome West Coast showdown here. Kings plus 110, Stars minus 132, total of 5.5, minus 105 to the over, minus 115 to the under. So money, you can lead us off here. There was a little bit of money coming in kind of on both sides of this game here. Kings took some money, Stars took some money back, and the Kings took some money again. Where are you at in this one?
I did play the Kings. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm just confirming the pricing here. I played the Kings, liked them to plus 110. I just come in really high on the Kings right now. Even that game against the Canucks, they lost that game in overtime, but they actually showed me a lot coming back in that third period against a Canucks team that was shutting it down, and the Kings were still able to power through and get a point out of that game, which wasn't easy to do. Pricing here, basically when we're at this point in the season, I preach this all the time, right? Like there's not much in terms of X's and O's that you can break down with these teams now. We know who these teams are. Again, you are who you are at this point. It's about the pricing now. And the way that I look at these games is that where I have these teams headed, am I going to be able to get this price 2 weeks from now, right? If I'm right, the way that these two teams are headed, or not headed, more so the way that they're playing right now, there's no chance I get this number on the Kings 2 weeks from now, even on the road. That's why I did play the Kings. This is a team on the rise. We'll get Riddick started last game, so we'll get the upgrade in goal there, and of course Dallas is fine. I have no issues with Dallas. Maybe besides some defensive play here and there, but I just think the Kings are on a team that's on the rise right now, and I want to get in front of these prices as long as they're being offered to me. Similar to Columbus, I'm going to bring up the Blue Jays. I'm going to bring up the Blue Jackets here. It's just it's all about pricing at this point and getting ahead of where the number is going to go. And the Kings are on the rise for me, and I want to get in front of it.
Alber, are you in agreement here? Disagreement? Are you playing another Stars over? What are you thinking here?
I have not played anything. Yeah, I'm closest to playing the over here. It did take some money, and I don't really want to get the worst of it. I think there's no reason to play it now. Like, I think there's definitely a chance that it could maybe come back. I know there was like some plus 105s on the over earlier, which would probably entice me here. I do tend to agree on the Kings. I haven't played it yet. I was hoping for maybe a little bit better. Again, I'm not really in love with Dallas right now, especially without Heiskanen. Like, they're generating a lot, but they're also kind of a mess defensively. So against a team like the Kings, can probably help slow a good amount of that down. So definitely into the Kings, definitely into the over. Just haven't played anything yet.
Yeah, I am on the Kings as well here. I think just stylistically, it's a pretty good matchup because this is a team right now that is fully capable of tightening up when they need to and playing that really suffocating defense. And I don't think Dallas is able to do that at this point, just given the injuries on the back end and until they get healthy. Right now, they're just playing really high event hockey. It's back and forth, and that's kind of the only way they can play because they simply cannot slow teams down from generating. And I don't think they'll be able to really limit what the Kings can do here. Well, I think the Kings will be able to provide a lot more resistance. That's basically what it boils down to. I think it's just a good matchup and a little bit too generous of a price on this Kings team. Ultimately, not concerned about the Stars long term, similar to what so many said here. I still think this is a very good Stars team. I think they're in a great position right now, actually, and where like Heiskanen, who they rely on for so many minutes, honestly, maybe a blessing in disguise that he's going to get this time off right now, so he can be a little bit more rested for the playoffs, and they can use that money and put it towards something even more for them, playoffs wise, like they did with the Sagan money for Granlund and CC. Now they can kind of put this money somewhere else. So long term, no less bullish on this Stars team, but I think for right now, there's just some opportunities to kind of fade them in the interim. So 2 games, 2 bets for us here. Let's see if we get a third bet in this third game of the night where the Wild are traveling to Colorado to take on the Avalanche in a back-to-back for this Wild team. Plus 250, Avs out to minus 315 on FanDuel. Total of 5.5, minus 124 to the over, plus 102 to the under. Alber, you were on the Wild last night. I thought that was the only way I would bet that game either. Glad I didn't, but like I did agree with generally that was the right side to bet on. That was not the right side. We saw what the bottom could look like for this Wild team with these injuries. They haven't hit that bottom too often, but they really did last night. It was really ugly, and now a really, really tough spot for them to bounce back in on a back-to-back with travel against an Avs team that is just a completely different monster with Nichushkin in the lineup. He is their Energizer bunny. I wonder why. And he really helps get them going. And I mean, it's hard to see the Wild providing a ton of resistance in this one. I don't know. Where are you at here, Alber?
I'm trying to collect myself after that Energizer bunny joke. No way I'm betting the Wild here. Like, you kind of touched on, you saw what the bottom was like. Well, that was against Utah. And now you're going up against a Colorado team with a much, much, much higher ceiling than Utah has. It's a big number. I have just no desire to step in front of Colorado with this Minnesota team. Was hoping for maybe a little bit better of a price on the under, but I think that's kind of gone as well. So nothing for me here. Energizer bunny, that's good.
So money, anything for you?
That's awesome. I did play the under. Up to 6, up to minus 123. Are we able to do that?
Yep. Yeah. So 6 up to minus 123 is where I have this. Where I have this under. It wasn't surprising for me yesterday with the Wild. Talked about them a bunch. It's a team that it's possible that the playoffs are not guaranteed for the Wild. I know earlier I've said that the first 7 seeds are
are in, but the Wild are making me reconsider that position. They're not a good team right now, right? I think they do have a cushion for that playoff window, and most likely they get in, but they're a team that I think is going to continue to struggle down the stretch. They're a team that I want to continue fading. But I will say that everything coming out of their camp after the game yesterday suggests to me that they do want to tighten it up. They have shown all year that they do have. We know about their goal scoring deficiencies, but they've also shown this year that they are able to tighten it up as well when they need to. Again, you're playing a Colorado team that has been playing much better offensively the last few games here. But I don't think Colorado's going to have a problem playing a tight game either. So I did play the under. Um, yeah, and it's mostly based on Minnesota does want to tighten it, and I don't think Colorado will have that problem. So um, under for me, I think that should be pretty straightforward Colorado win. I'm just hoping that nothing starts snowballing in this game.
Yeah, that helps that you get the Gustafson start here with Fleury going last
Yeah.
night, obviously. It's the only way I can bet this as well. I do agree with that. I haven't bet it myself. Probably just missed the boat or probably won't end up on it at this point and have some FOMO. But yeah, the Wild just cannot generate at all right now with the injuries they have up front. It's pretty ugly. This is one of those games they're just going to have to try their best to just muddy it up and hope that Gustafson can make the saves and they can get out of there with like a tight game or steal a point or something. So I think stylistically it definitely plays into that. The Avs are fine playing that way, and this is very much what should be a straightforward Avs win, which also lends itself to that under. So under 6 there from So Money. That is 3 games, 3 bets. Not bad. I will recap the bets in a second. Send your goal scorers in the chat. Definitely want to build a goal scorer parlay today, especially liking that over in the first game and kind of leaning that way in the second game. I think the Avs should be able to get a few goals as well here. I did build a no goal scorer parlay as well, so we'll give that to you guys too while you're sending your goal scorers. Before that, let me just recap quickly these best bets. We have the over 6 in the over 6 minus 115 in the Leafs Rangers game. We have the Kings plus 115 and the Wild Avs under 6 minus 118. 3 best bets in 3 games for tonight as we put our 4-day winning streak to the test here. Honestly, it's probably longer. The winning streak's probably longer if we include all the 4 Nations stuff. We had a pretty good tournament, but let's keep it NHL based here. We are 4 days back from the break and we've had 4 winning nights. Let's try and keep this momentum. No goal scorer parlay. We will start with that as people continue to send their goal scores in the chat. I see Sam lurking there as well. Make sure you send one in there, Sam. You were supposed to be sending these in at like 10:32 a.m. Eastern every day, and you have not done that. So no goal scorer parlay for tonight is Matthew Nyes, Mikhail Granlund, and Jonathan Drouin. That is minus 122. That's the one for tonight. Nyes down to the third line. Granlund against a tough Kings team, and Drouin on that second line, no longer at all playing with McKinnon or anything like that. That's the no goal parlay for tonight. Let's build a goal scorer parlay here before we call it a week. We got Wyatt Johnson in there from Jordan. Is that where we want to start here? Despite our Kings bet, you like the number on Wyatt?
What is the
I
number?
like the number 240.
240.
Yeah. It is
Yeah,
it is best in market for sure at FanDuel.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's add Wyatt Johnson in there.
Hopefully that's
Charles,
the only goal with it.
hopefully that's their only goal. They can score 3 in a 5-3 loss for all I care. Charles Tavares, anytime goal. JT at MSG. What do you guys think?
What about the other JT?
Miller. Tavares is plus 210 at FanDuel. JT Miller is plus 220. What do we want?
I still kind of like the prices on Cooley, honestly. Same as the other night. I don't know. This is just a weird game for the Rangers as far as like figuring out
Cooley
what the ice
is
time is going to be like.
340.
Yeah, figuring out deployment tonight for the Rangers is really difficult. So I kind of tend to lean Cooley, especially if they go with like the 5-guy power play. That's going to give a lot more 5-on-5 ice time to someone like Cooley. So that's probably the way I lean there. But it's so tough with all these game time decisions to really know what's going to happen.
Does Cooley have a path to power play 1? Or no?
He's probably next. If JT Miller doesn't play, he's probably in. But I think JT Miller plays since he was sick and skated this morning. So my gut says probably not, because then they're just going to run Panarin, Trocheck, Miller, Mika, and Lafreniere. But Cooley's the next guy up.
All right, I'm making the decision. I'm putting Tavares in him.
You just needed to push the hell out of the Leaf.
Sure, I guess. I didn't even think about it that way, honestly. But
sure.
Let's go Wyatt Johnson, John Tavares, and we need one in the last game here. Anyone come to mind? Anyone in the apps?
How about the Energizer Bunny plus 220?
I like that Kempe that Ron just put in.
So we'd have to replace Wyatt Johnson then.
All right.
Which I'm kind of fine with based on our bet. Kempe plus 200.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, let's do Kempe Johnson. Kempe, Tavares, and then you guys want to go with Nichushkin? Plus 220?
Energizer Bunny 220?
By far the best price in the market at FanDuel, too. Next best
that nickname's going to stick.
190.
That nickname is sticking for sure.
It's there's nothing wrong with that. He's just living his life, man. He's just living his life. All right, here it is. John Tavares, Adrian Kempe, Val Nichushkin, 29 to 1, say. $10 wins you 287. That is the anytime goal scorer parlay for tonight. The no goal parlay was Mikhail Granlund, Matthew Nyes, and Jonathan Drouin. That was a no goal parlay. 3 best bets were the Leafs, Rangers, over 6, minus 115, Kings plus 115, Wild, Avs, under 6, minus 118. That's it, guys. You anything to add? Oh yeah, we do have an announcement. That's right. I teased it. We do have an announcement. I almost forgot that. Albert, I will throw to you for the announcement, and then I will have an announcement to build off of that announcement. A lot of announcements here to end the show.
A lot of announcements today.
I will throw to you first. Take the lead here.
Yeah, God, I suck at this stuff. So I feel like Zach right now. So recently had another opportunity come my way that I am taking starting this coming Monday. What that means is that for the foreseeable future, I will not be on the show, which sucks. I mean, I know we all put a lot of time into this and we do enjoy doing it, but yeah, unfortunately, I kind of wish I could be staying on for a little bit. I'm definitely hoping to come back on in the, I don't want to say near future, but foreseeable future here. So I'm hoping this is kind of a hiatus rather than a breakup here. But yeah, I will not be on the show starting Monday. I'll be in the chat trolling you guys at every possible opportunity and making it Rangers Talk Radio even from the chat. But yeah, no, that's kind of it. Won't be on for a while. My guess is probably the rest of the season and then revisit from there, just kind of with how the timeline's going to work. But we'll figure it out from there and hopefully be back on soon.
I'm going to be bugging Alber pretty regularly. His new opportunity is still a remote opportunity. He's definitely going to be able to come back on at one point. I think I'm going to peer pressure him into being back within a few weeks. So we'll see. But yeah, good luck with your new opportunity. Obviously, if anyone wants to know more about that, I'm sure you guys just follow him on Twitter and he'll talk about that and stuff like that. But I think hopefully the full-time ice shoveling goes well.
Man, I wish.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
See you there, Sam.
To build off of that, you will get a healthy dose of myself and So Money. There's going to be a lot of pressure on So Money now to be available as much as he can over the next several weeks. But to build off that announcement, we do have a old member of the show who will be returning next week. One that maybe people have been asking for at different points. I don't want to give it away who, but
Joey Knish.
he will be. It's not Joey Knish. It is not. I'm not going to say much more else for now. Maybe there'll be a different way. We'll tease it next week, but he will be on Wednesday next week, and he'll be on at least every Wednesday for the foreseeable future, and if not more. But Eagles, welcome back, Joe Madden. Oh man, don't know if I can do that. There will be someone who's a little bit sharper, I would say. One of the sharper guests we have had. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it away, but his name was said in the chat at one point. So money.
Well, good luck to Alber on his new opportunity, but I think that we are conveniently glossing over the bigger story here. He built up a head-to-head record, and now he's ducking for the rest of the season, which is par for the course for this guy. So I'm not surprised.
Take the wins, and ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, so that's a little disappointing. I'm gonna have to try to get that head-to-head back, because I don't think I'll be able to handle taking that head-to-head loss to Alber. So we'll need to figure something out there. But seriously though, good luck, man. Gonna miss you. Looking forward to when you can get your return here, whenever you can. I know you'll do great in your new opportunity. Also excited for the new guest person coming in, and it should be fun.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And yeah, look, I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later. It's just kind of one of those, it's not just my decision. So kind of got to figure all that out. And look, for all I know, it could be a couple of weeks, could be a couple of months. It could be not at all. So it's kind of a wait and see, but no, I'm hoping to be back on sooner rather than later.
It'll be a couple of weeks, guys. I'll do what I can to make sure of that. If the Rangers go on a run now after Alber gets off the show, gonna explode. Yeah, no more Rangers talk.
Never coming back
for a little while.
Never coming back.
So that's nice.
If they go full St. Louis Blues, you will never see me again. Well, until they win, and then you'll see me.
That's ironic. I would be on here nonstop if they went full St. Louis. Oh, you don't want to jinx it. You're saying superstitious.
Exactly. You could see me at the end, but not during.
That's fair. So no Alber starting next week, but I'm sure he'll be back, guys. Don't worry. And we have a new, old, returning member, someone you see around the hammer a lot, who will be back next week. So that'll be fun. We're looking forward to that, definitely. As the show gets a little bit sharper starting next week. So, and also the terms and conditions in these head-to-heads clearly state that they must complete an 82 game season, which Alber has not done. So as far as I'm concerned, these records are completely thrown out the window. None of this counts. And we're at 0-0. That's it. He has to return before the end of the regular season in order for this to count. Logan O'Connor is our guest pick of the night. All right, that'll do it for us today. I appreciate everyone for tuning in today and all week. If you guys can like, subscribe, all that stuff, it really does help us out as we try and build this channel and continue to grow here. A lot of hockey this weekend. A big week coming up next week too. A lot of games and playoff races heating up, and also the trade deadline. So definitely going to want to tune in again next week, as we have a lot of stuff to probably break down. Hopefully some trades over the weekend that we can talk about on Monday. I'm assuming it will be myself and So Money back on Monday. Until then, everyone enjoy the games tonight. Enjoy the games this weekend. And good luck on your bets.